Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2021 general readings. We are looking at the first half of December, so from the 1st to the 15th, and this reading is for the fire sign of Aries. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. For those of you who celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Now we're headed into Christmas and New Year's. Thanks for taking the time to be here. To all my followers, subscribers, community, thank you so much for all that you do in support of this channel. Your likes, shares, donations, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Excuse me. So this reading is for Aries for the first 2 weeks of December 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Aries. It's relevant if you're cross-watching for an Aries. It's a general reading, of course, so it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your sign videos if you know them for additional insight and perspective. And if something does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Personal readings make great personal gifts, especially as we're entering the holiday season. You can click on the arrow below, that little description link. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and particularly popular this time of year are the 6 and 12-month overviews that I do, which give us a look ahead at the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas of life. You can order them any time of the year, but I always get a lot of requests for them around this time as we're transitioning out of an old year and into a new year, so something to keep in mind. Okay, Aries, let's see what the first 2 weeks of December look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. And we begin with the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Water, of emotion. Could be a love offer, an offer of support, encouragement. Knights usually represent offers, opportunities for change, usually fairly fast moving. This is the emotional Knight. With the Four of Cups, perhaps you're not sure if you should make the offer or take the offer. For some of you, it might be considering making an offer. Here we have somebody who already has 3 cups upright and full. Another one is being offered to him, but looking at it, not sure if he should take it or not. There might be some reluctance or resistance. You might have something else similar that you're already connected with whatever this is. So you're not sure if you should take this offer or not. For some of you, you might not be sure about making an offer. If it's a love offer, the Four of Cups might imply that you're already attached or the other person is already attached, so that could be sticky. And it really could be an offer of any kind, but the Knight of Cups is the emotional Knight, the Knight of Water, which governs our emotional landscape. So whether it's an actual love and romance offer or not, it's an offer driven by love or caring, support, deep friendship, that sort of thing. Next, we have the Eight of Cups, which is a card of feeling restricted, feeling held back, typically by your own mental perspectives or ideologies, whether that's positive or negative. Swords is governed by the element of air, which governs our mental and intellectual landscape. So this suit is all about things of the mind, belief systems, ideologies, perceptions, communication, higher education, learning, everything that goes on in our heads. So the Eight of Swords basically can represent somebody who's being hijacked by their own fears. However, it might not be, negative or challenging. It might be that you feel restricted or held back because of, again, if this is a love thing and you're already attached, it might be morals or ethics or something of that sort. This is somebody who feels like they can't move forward or move out of a situation or move forward. The Eight of Swords comes with judgment, a game changer, a call to action. What are you going to do? And typically the results from whatever you choose in judgment is long-lasting or permanent or final. You can't go back. Judgment is pretty much final. So you're being called to make a decision. You're standing at a crossroads. What are you going to do? This could be a game changer. It could change a lot of things. But this is clarifying the Eight of Swords. So there is, with judgment and justice, also an implication of morality and ethics and honor and integrity too. So again, because I'm feeling for some of you, there's some kind of morality or ethics at stake here. It might be that making the offer or accepting the offer might not fall within what you have held to be your moral or ethical foundation. This is for some of you. All right. Next, we have the Nine of Swords. Stress, anxiety, worry, fear, insomnia, usually of an unknown future. It usually represents focusing obsessively too much on something, on how something is or isn't going to work out in the future, and it's kind of with a negative mindset. What am I going to do if this happens? What am I going to do if that doesn't happen? It's a bit too much. Meaning that it's not that the source of your anxiety or worry is invalid. It's just this is a card that represents focusing too much on it in a negative, obsessive way about the future. The Nine of Swords is with Justice, and it lays right next to Judgment, the reap what you sow card. The outcome of something is going to be entirely dependent on your actions, choices, and decisions. Not what you want, intend, wish for, dream, hope, but on what you actually do and say. It feels like, honestly, Aries, it feels like there's an offer or an opportunity for something here, and you're not sure if you should take it because you're not sure, or maybe you know, that it's not the right thing to do here. There's a question of whether it's the right thing to do here, and if you went ahead and did it, you'd have to do it on the sly. Again, because of that Knight of Cups, it might be like a love and romance thing, but really it could be anything, because this is a general reading. So from the bottom of the deck, the overall focus is the Chariot. Success on a difficult path. It's also an implication on how difficult the path is. It references, the chariot races in Roman and medieval times, which were pretty brutal. You could only win by sheer determination, perseverance, success. Get run over 9 times. You stagger up that 10th time, and that's when you win. So, success on a difficult path. Let's clarify. Let's clarify that Chariot. The Three of Wands, moving forward into the future, laying the groundwork for something that you hope will pay off in the future, and feeling much more positive and optimistic about the future. The Seven of Pentacles, reflection, contemplation, taking inventory, taking stock of what you have, of the efforts you've put into something. This looks like, do I have... For some of you, this looks like, taking a look at what you have invested in something. Now, that something in a general reading can be anything. Person, place, situation, relationship, job. Looking at the effort you've put into something, but questioning whether or not you can take it, how difficult it would be to bring it to complete fruition here. Taking a look at something that you have a lot invested in. For some of you, there's an obvious choice here, right? So on the one hand, you're looking at what you have invested, I feel, in something else, while you're considering a new offer and wondering which thing you should do. Let's clarify a little more. Clarify the Knight of Cups. It's like you're looking at what you have in another area in regards to considering a new offer and how much it would actually cost you, whether it's a relationship or actual money-wise. Clarify the Knight of Cups. The Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus, showing up as a female but could be a male. So this offer that the Knight of Cups is being brought by this Queen of Swords. But right behind her is the Three of Swords, which is a card of heartache, heartbreak, breakups. I mean, it might be somebody from your past coming in to want to reconcile. But if that's the case, it feels like some of you are already involved again in something else. For some of you, if you're already involved in something else, accepting this offer would cause heartbreak and heartache. I mean, this doesn't have to be a love romance relationship, although there is quite a strong energy. So for many of you, it might resonate that way. It feels like there's a choice of duality here. It's like, it feels like you have something already, whether that's a relationship or a job or a project or something, and you're being offered something else that you can't reconcile the two, so you would really have to make a choice, right? Unless you wanted to, sort of cheat. Again, whether that's with work or whether that's with relationship. Let's clarify this Four of Cups. It's not sure if you want to take the offer. What's that about? The Five of Cups, a card of loss, grief, and regret. The Moon. Yeah, you're looking at this offer. I mean, this could be work or anything other than love and romance, but the energy that's showing up is quite personal. So the Five of Cups and the Moon, a lack of clarity, hidden fears. The Five of Cups is regret. So this is why you're just looking at this offer but not making a move to take it, because you're not sure, but you're thinking that it may be something that you would have cause to later regret, that it would actually cost you, which is kind of a high potential if you're involved in a relationship with somebody and you have another relationship offer somewhere else. This would, of course, present a sticky and unethical situation unless you broke up with one person in order to be with another person. It may be that there's an offer that you want to make to somebody, but you're not sure about the ethics and morals of it because they're involved with somebody else, or they're still tied to somebody else, or something of that sort, because that's what I'm feeling here. There's morals and ethics and honor and integrity issues all over this reading. Should I take it? It's a tempting offer. It's nice, and it's certainly validating to have this offer. But is this the right thing to do? It wouldn't be the right thing to do, but it's still kind of turning around in your head. Clarify the Eight of Swords, a card of feeling held back, restricted, bound. Justice and the Lovers. This is probably for many of your relationship reading, because the Lovers represents a relationship at a crossroads, and a decision needs to be made that will probably decide the life and future of the relationship. Now, the decision might be about the relationship itself, or it might be about another area of life which will have a significant changing impact on a primary relationship. In the earliest tarot decks, there was no Lover's card. There was a card called the Choice that the Lover's card actually later replaced. And it showed a man standing in front of two women. I saw an old deck where it had a woman standing in front of two men. So the implication being that a choice was going to have to be made that was going to affect the life of everyone involved. So the Lovers can represent third-party situations where a decision needs to be made. And Justice, here we have Justice twice, is the Reap What You Sow card, doing the right thing, transparency, honor, integrity, all of that. Yeah, and Judgment is clarifying that, because if you make the decision to move forward with this thing, it's going to be a game changer. It's going to change things. And it may come at a high cost. It looks like at a cost of sorrow or heartbreak. And it feels like a difficult, sticky situation, whether it's somebody new coming in and you're attached, or vice versa, or whether, again, you're attached, or even if you're not attached, somebody coming in perhaps for reconciliation, and you're like, I just don't think it would be the right thing to do. Because ultimately, that's what it feels like here, Aries, is you're thinking, yeah, it's tempting, and it's validating, and it's ego boosting, and all of that, but at the end of the day, I don't really feel like it's the right thing to do. Whether this is love and romance or another area of life, it feels like love and romance for many of you, but it might resonate for some of you in another area of life. Let's clarify the original Justice. Because Nine of Swords and Justice is I'm stressed out and worried about the future, because if I do this, it won't be the right thing, and what if it gets found out, or what if there's a conflict? Is this a moral, ethical thing to do? I don't feel like it is. Clarify Justice. The Four of Cups again. We've got the Four of Cups twice, Justice twice. Justice, whether or not this offer is an ethical thing. Giving or receiving. So again, it's a general reading. The area of life this resonates in is going to vary. I think for many of you, this is some kind of relationship issue. Love and romance, friendship, family. There's some kind of like some opportunity that you could take, but there's ethics and morals involved. You couldn't do both at the same time and have it be honorable and ethical. So, a decision has to be made, a choice has to be made, a path has to be chosen. So let's end with some advice and guidance. What Spirit suggests you do, or what direction you should go in. Advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit for Aries for the first 2 weeks of December. The Emperor, there you are. Aries is attached to the sign of the Emperor, and the Emperor is all about doing the right thing, making the choice that's best for the greater good for his entire empire. Being honorable, ethical, by the book, accountable, disciplined, responsible. The Two of Wands, making that decision, choosing a path. The Eight of Swords, again, being held back. I feel like Spirit is saying what you feel restricted by, you should feel restricted by in moving forward. I don't think Spirit supports moving forward and taking this offer, or at least not in a manner that feels unethical, like moonlighting in one form or another. Let's just clarify that Eight of Swords as advice. Why the Eight of Swords? Temperance in reverse. Basically, things would get out of whack. They'd get out of balance. You would lose your center. Temperance means to balance things of opposite intensities and degrees in harmony and unison. It's neither too much of one thing nor too much of the other. It's not allowing yourself to be impulsive one way or the other. This is about knowing who you are, what you're about, and being in that center, being grounded, right? So if you make the decision to move forward with this in an unethical way, without detaching yourself from something else first, then it would throw everything out of balance, and you would lose the center that you have of who you believe yourself to be and what you stand for. So yeah, this is kind of an ethics sort of thing, it feels like, pretty strongly. Okay, I'm going to stop there, Aries. Interesting reading. That is your reading, Aries, for the first 2 weeks of December. I hope you found it helpful and useful. If you did, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself, or perhaps as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you, and even more delighted to work with you. You can also see that info by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the December mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.